A weathered trading post sits at the edge of Apache territory. The sun bleeds red across the desert sky. Thomas Gray Wolf, 40s, half-Apache, half-white, wise eyes, loads supplies onto a wagon. His son Little Hawk, 10, small but fierce, helps him tie down the cargo. Little Hawk father, will we make it home before dark? Thomas, ruffling his hair, we'll be fine, son. Your mother's stew is waiting. 3 rough men emerge from the trading post. Pike, 30s, mean drunk. Dutch, 40s, scarred face. And Morgan, 20s, eager to prove himself. They're local troublemakers. Pike slurring, well, if it ain't the half-breed. Thomas stiffens but continues loading. Thomas, calm, Pike. I don't want trouble. Pike, trouble? We're just being friendly. Ain't we friendly, boys? Dutch and Morgan laugh, spreading out to surround the wagon. Dutch heard you got real cozy with them Apaches up in the hills. That true, Gray Wolf? Thomas the first trade with everyone. Now if you'll excuse us. Pike grabs Thomas's arm roughly. Pike, I ain't done talking to you, breed. Little Hawk steps forward, voice trembling but determined. Little Hawk, don't touch my father. The words hang in the air. Pike looks down at the boy and laughs. Pike, what you gonna do about it, pup? Little Hawk, louder, tears forming, don't touch my father. Thomas, warning, Pike, walk away. Now. Pike shoves Thomas hard. He stumbles back against the wagon. Pike, or what? You gonna sick your savage friends on me? Thomas regains his balance, rage flickering in his eyes, but he controls it for his son's sake. Thomas, get in the wagon, Little Hawk. Little Hawk, but father. Thomas, now. Pike pulls a knife. Pike, maybe I'll teach you a lesson about knowing your place, breed. He lunges. Thomas tries to dodge, but Pike's blade catches him in the side. Thomas falls to his knees, clutching the wound. Little Hawk screaming, father. Little Hawk runs to his father. Pike laughs, but Dutch suddenly looks nervous. Dutch, Pike, that's enough. Let's go. Pike, drunk with power, we're just getting started. Thomas collapses, blood spreading across his shirt. Little Hawk cradles his father's head. Little Hawk, to Pike, through tears. You hurt my father. The spirits will know. The people will know. Pike, your people don't scare me, boy. Little Hawk stands, tears streaming, but his voice carries an eerie calm. Little Hawk, by sunrise, you will know fear. He looks up at the darkening sky and releases a high, piercing cry, an Apache distress call that echoes across the desert. Morgan nervous. Pike, we should go. Now. Pike scared of a kid screaming, but the cry continues to echo, and in the distance, another cry answers. Then another, and another. Dutch, backing away. We need to leave. Right now. They flee on horseback. Little Hawk returns to his father, pressing his hands on the wound. Thomas, weak, Little Hawk, run, get help. Little Hawk, I called them, father. Our people. They're coming. From the shadows, an Apache scout appears, then another. They approach quickly, kneeling beside Thomas. Scout in Apache, subtitled Gray Wolf. Who did this? Little Hawk in Apache, the white men. The one called Pike. The scout looks at Little Hawk with newfound respect. He places a hand on the boy's shoulder. Scout in English, you did well, young warrior. Your father will live. We will take him to the medicine woman. Little Hawk, what about the men who hurt him? The scout's eyes harden. Scout, send word to Chief Victorio. Tell him Thomas Gray Wolf was attacked. Tell him. Little Hawk calls for justice. A small, fortified ranch house. Pike, Dutch, and Morgan arrive, breathless. Morgan, we need to leave the territory. Tonight. Pike, pouring whiskey, calm down. It was just a half-breed and his kid. Dutch, that kid called the whole damn Apache Nation down on us. You saw those scouts. Pike, they won't do nothing. We'll hole up here. By morning, they'll forget about it. Morgan, looking out the window, you don't understand. Thomas Gray Wolf is respected. His wife is the niece of Chief Victorio. Pike's face goes pale. Pike, what? Dutch, you idiot. You just stabbed Apache royalty. Apache scouts ride through the darkness. Warriors paint for battle. Fires are lit on distant hilltops, signals. More and more warriors gather. Little Hawk sits with his unconscious father as the medicine woman works. Chief Victorio, 50s, commanding presence, receives the news. his face grave. Little Hawk sits by his father, who's bandaged and sleeping. Victorio approaches. Victorio, in Apache, subtitled, "Your father is strong. He will survive." Little Hawk, in Apache, "Thank you, Uncle." Victorio, switching to English, "You showed great courage today. You protected your father. You called for our people. Little Hawk, will you hurt the men who did this?" Victorio kneels beside the boy. Victorio, they hurt one of us. There must be consequences. But we will give them a choice, justice or blood. Little Hawk, what does that mean? Victorio, it means by sunrise. They will see what happens when you harm our family. Come, you will ride with us. Little Hawk, father said I'm too young. Victorio, today you called 400 warriors with a single cry. Today you became a warrior. Pike, Dutch, and Morgan are awake, armed, drinking. Paranoid. Morgan, at the window. I don't see nothing. Pike, see. Told you. They're not coming. Dutch, something's wrong. It's too quiet. Suddenly, Morgan gasps. Morgan, oh God. Pike, what? Morgan, look. As the first light of dawn breaks, the hills come alive. Silhouettes appear on every ridge, every rise, every direction. Warriors on horseback. Hundreds of them. 400 Apache warriors completely surrounding the ranch. They sit motionless, silent, a wall of judgment. The three men stare in horror. Dutch whispering, Mother of God. Pike, voice shaking, how many? Morgan, all of them. Every Apache in the territory. Pike's hands tremble. The whiskey bottle falls from his grip, shattering. Chief Victorio rides forward slowly. Little Hawk at his side. They stop 50 yards from the house. Victorio raises his hand. As one, the 400 warriors raise their weapons, rifles, bows, lances, pointing at the ranch. Silence. Deadly silence. Victorio calling out, his voice carrying Pike. You who harmed Thomas Gray Wolf. Come out. Inside, the three men look at each other. Pike, don't go out there. Victorio, we do not want war. We want justice. You have one chance. Come out. Face judgment, or we burn you out. Dutch to Pike, this is on you. You face this. Pike, I can't. Morgan, then we all die. A long moment. Finally, Pike's nerve breaks. He opens the door, hands raised, stumbling out. Dutch and Morgan follow reluctantly. The three men stand in the open, surrounded by 400 warriors. Victorio dismounts. Little Hawk stays on horseback. Victorio, you attack Thomas Gray Wolf. Unprovoked. In front of his son. Pike stammering. I was drunk. I didn't mean. Victorio, cutting him off. You drew his blood. Apache law demands blood in return. Pike falls to his knees, weeping. Pike, please. Please don't kill me. Victorio, to Little Hawk. Little Hawk, your father's blood was spilled. What justice do you call for? All eyes turn to the boy. The weight of 400 warriors' judgment in his hands. He looks at Pike, pathetic, broken, crying. Little Hawk, remembering his father's teachings. My father says, a strong man protects. A weak man attacks the helpless. He looks at Victorio. Little Hawk, this man is weak. Killing him won't make him strong. It will only make us like him. Victorio's eyes show pride. Victorio, wise words, young one. But there must be consequences. Little Hawk, then let him leave. Let him run. And let him tell every white man in the territory what happens when you touch our family. Let them see that 400 warriors answered when I called. Let them know we protect our own. Victorio nods slowly. Victorio, to Pike, you heard him. You have until sunset to leave this territory. If you are seen here again, the boy's mercy will not be repeated. Go. Now. Pike and his men scramble for their horses, fleeing in terror. Victorio places his hand on Little Hawk's shoulder. Victorio, today, you showed wisdom greater than your years. Your father will be proud. Little Hawk, will the white men respect us now? Victorio, looking at the 400 warriors after today, they will fear to disrespect us. And sometimes that is enough. Thomas wakes to find Little Hawk sitting beside him. The boy's exhausted but smiling. Thomas, weak but alive, my son, what happened? Little Hawk, I did what you taught me, father. I called for help. I protected our family. Thomas, how many came? Little Hawk, proudly. 400 warriors, father. 400. Thomas's eyes fill with tears, pride and love. Thomas, you are my son. My warrior. My heart. Little Hawk curls up next to his father as the camp comes alive with morning activity. Little Hawk, father? Thomas, yes, son. Little Hawk, next time. Can we just go straight home? Thomas laughs, wincing at the pain, and hugs his son close. Thomas, next time, my brave one. Next time. Camera pulls back to show the Apache camp. Families, warriors, children playing. A community united, strong, and unbreakable. In 1875, incidents like these reminded settlers that Apache people were not to be threatened with impunity. The bonds of family and community were sacred, defended by all. Thomas Gray Wolfe lived to be 78 years old. Little Hawk grew up to become a respected peace negotiator between Apache bands and settlers. Pike was never seen in Arizona Territory again.